I'm Chief Examiner Ford Hawker, and this is my tabulator, Mr. Mike Greenberg.
I want to tell you about Avon. She said I should call her Avon. Well, I don't think ever in my life I've met anybody like her. She's just spectacular.
Here, let me get the smell of bug spray out of this coat.
Do I have anything in my teeth?
You look wonderful.
Your past is going to catch up with you, and I just don't want to be around when it does.
I'm the boy's daddy.
I have a black belt in karate.
I'm gonna kill him with laughter.
The two cops blew down the door of my Hollywood office, kicked it off its hinges, and came in fast and dangerous. The big one had a face like a blueberry pie that exploded in the oven. His partner was thin and wasted with the wide-eyed, angry look of a stomped mackerel. They had their gats out, and they knew what they were looking for. On your feet, savage, Blueberry wheezed through a set of store-bought teeth. I lumbered up out of my old brown leather chair and stood teetering like the last guest at a 3-day drunk. You guys got tins, or do you just bust down doors for a living? I was trying to sound tough, but my words fell like a kitten from a high tree. Blueberry flashed his buzzer and motioned to his partner to turn over my old leather sofa. They ripped out the webbing and in seconds pulled out a little cellophane bag of white powder. Blueberry spun me around and slammed me against the wall. "Dealing dope now, Seamus," he growled. How do you talk to morons? It was such an obvious plant, somebody should have watered it. And then suddenly I knew that Veronica had to be dead. And the grief swept over me like cold air off a frozen lake. Grief that hovered like a hawk in a headwind. And then, in a shriek of pain, it turned to rage. Murderous, defiant, savage rage. I pushed off the wall and took Blueberry with an elbow in his store-bought ivory. The stomped mackerel was caught sleeping, and I gave him a 2-second nose job. He fell backwards, clutching his busted beak, and then I ran, screaming like the man in the dream with no clothes on. I ran in slow motion out of my office and down the road. Veronica's words came back to me, a 78 plate at the wrong speed. "They're trying to kill me," she chanted and chanted and chanted. I was running and screaming and clutching an empty place in my chest, a place where 2 minutes before my heart used to be.
You want to move it, buddy? There's no parking on the street.
What?
We got a no parking ordinance. This road's too narrow to park. That is, unless you got some business.
Well, I had an appointment to meet with somebody, but my partner hasn't shown up. He's late.
Who you meeting?
I'm afraid that's confidential.
It just got unconfidential.
Wait a minute, where are you going? I can talk to you fine here. This is a public thoroughfare. I'm really within my rights here. What are you doing?
I'm doing this because I don't like guys in green Triumphs. It's a lifelong thing with me. Come on out, honey. Let's see what you got in your pockets.
Suppose, since you insist, I might as well tell you my name is
Lionel Whitney.
That's right. I'm
Private Dick. What kind of dirt you trying to scrape off my sidewalk, honey?
I want you to know that I'm not intimidated by you in the least. I want you to know that I have a black belt in...
Are you beginning to be intimidated? Am I finally getting through to your hard-boiled soul? One more time. What are you doing parked here?
I suppose that under the circumstances, it might be okay to say that I'm here to meet with Miss Avon Madison.
Uh-huh, says you.
She called me. She made the appointment. She lives right there.
Come on. Buddy! Hey, Bunny!
Here?
There's some guy down here who says he's supposed to meet you. Lionel Whitney.
Hi. I'm just finishing my exercises. Show him to the library, please. And Tony, Will you please take the vines off the garage roof this afternoon? Stephen will be here on Friday.
Yeah, sure. Deal's a deal. Come on. Library's down there.
You've been too kind.
Sorry about the tap, pal. Make yourself comfortable.
I'm afraid he's not very friendly.
Not very friendly. He took a swing at me. I was about to use my karate.
On that poor little bird?
No, I'm talking about your friend, the guy with the track shorts on.
I'm Avon Madison. I wouldn't classify Tony as a friend. He's taking his master's in thermal chemistry at UCLA. I'm letting him live in the pool house this summer. He does odd jobs to pay for his rent. I'm afraid the whole arrangement was a mistake.
Thermal chemistry, Miss Madison. I hate to appear skeptical, but I'd be willing to bet that he doesn't know a valence chart from 6 ounces of cream cheese.
Where's Mr. Turner? When I spoke to him today, he said he'd be with you.
Yes, I don't know where he is. I don't know where he could possibly be.
The dude is slippery. He always was. Now find me!
His is in a sled. Going down the alley with Scotty.
He's got to be here somewhere. Now, it's a big place. Now, fan out.
I don't know where to begin.
I think maybe the beginning. Try beginning at the beginning. If you begin at the beginning, maybe we'll get the whole thing.
From the beginning, then. They're trying to kill me.
Kill you? Who?
Well, just saying it makes me feel foolish. But yesterday, I got a message asking me to go to my office early. When I got out of my car in the underground garage, somebody tried to run me down.
What kind of car was it?
I don't know. It was just there. I used to be a dancer, and I moved well, so I managed to get out of the way. Is that important?
I'm sorry, what?
Well, you were looking at me so strangely.
No. Just thinking, Miss Madison. Private detectives do that sometimes, sort of try and get the drift, as it were. Play the scene over to the minds, trying to get the flavor, the nuance, as it were.
Mr. Whitney, I might as well confess I'm frightened. I mean, I'm from Kansas, and except for David, I've sort of kept to myself these last 2 years since my divorce. And now somebody's trying to... I think it's one of the executives from the ad agency where I work. I'm trying to be rational about this. I'm sorry.
Oh, please.
Excuse me.
Oh, Miss Madison, please don't cry. I'm here, and well, I won't let anything happen to you. That's what being a private detective is all about.
I'm sorry. It just seems my emotions are all out of control these last few months. I seem to cry at the drop of
A hat.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the housewares department. All items are marked down 1/3.
Miss Madison, what makes you suspect one of the executives?
well, it's only because you need a punch card to get your car into that part of the underground garage. Only executives park there.
You mentioned somebody named David.
It couldn't be David. It just couldn't. I mean, he and I...
Is he an executive?
Yes. He's a senior executive vice president. David McPherson. But he was married and it was wrong. He has children. I just couldn't keep it up. And I...
You broke it off to save his marriage.
You make me sound so noble. It wasn't noble. The whole affair was cheap and vulgar, and I felt like a tramp.
But you're not a tramp. You're not. How can you say that? You're wonderful and gentle, and I think what you did was terrific, Miss Madison. Really terrific.
You're very nice, you know that? I wish you'd call me Avon.
I'd like that. I really would.
I'm Jed McLintop.
Yes, sir. What is it?
I don't be seeing too good these days, you know. And I seem to have lost my boy. He was with me just a while back. I was wondering maybe you could page him on the telephone. Maybe I could speak to the man, you know, speak to him. You see, we were going to go home together on the bus. My phlebitis has started giving me pain. I'm afraid he may go on without me is what I'm afraid of.
What's his name?
Skeeter. Skeeter McLintop. I'm the boy's daddy.
Could you page Skeeter McClintock?
Yes.
Just hold
Skeeter
the line.
McClintock,
If
please
he
connect
answers,
to the house
she'll...
phone.
Oh, I know he's around here someplace.
Yeah. Who is it? Skeets, how you doing, man?
I'm gonna bust your butt, Turner.
Hey, look, man, you're mad. I can get behind that. But that scam was 6 years ago, and I had 6 Georgia cops on my tail. I had to split with the loot, man. Hey, look, maybe you and I can work out a deal, all right?
You got a pencil?
Yeah, man. Shoot.
Write this down. No deal. That's D-E-A-L. And right under that, write dead. You're dead. D-E-A-D.
Hey, Skeets, you can choke up on all that negativity, man. You gotta go with life's flow. You gotta take life's U-turns, man, with one foot on the brake. You gotta try and stay... Hello, Skeets?
Now, to get back to cases.
Is there anybody else who might want you dead, Miss Madison?
I didn't say David did. He wouldn't. He just couldn't.
You broke it off. He was jealous, perhaps in a rage. He tried to kill you.
In my life, I've picked the wrong men. They've used me and left me. I mean, look at Tony. I thought he was so nice when he answered my ad. And now all he does is help himself to my refrigerator and lift weights. And look at me like I had no clothes on. He frightens me. Last week, I tried to ask him to leave. He won't go. I don't know, Mr. Whitney. Things are just getting so confusing. Can you help me?
Of course I can. I'm as the saying goes on the case, Miss Madison. I'll get started today. You know, you're very, very beautiful. I mean, underneath where it counts, and I promise I won't let anything happen to you.
Hey, Turner.
I'm afraid I'll have to ask you to leave this house immediately.
Oh, this is cute. I love this.
Last time I wasn't ready, but I am now. I have a black belt in karate.
Freeze! Let's you and me go in the garage and settle it.
Fine.
Move it! Now, you try me again, I'm gonna blow your lights out. You hear me? You tell Skeeter I said cut his losses and go home.
Lionel Whitney,
Lionel, you okay? Good.
where were you?
We're gonna make lunch. You better get a move on. I made reservations at La Cherise restaurant on Melrose for noon. So I figure if you get the flying, we'll make it.
I'm not hungry. Listen, Neil. I want to tell you about Avon. She said I should call her Avon.
I think you should get out of there.
She's well, I don't think ever in my life I've met anybody like her. She's just spectacular.
I'm not getting through to you.
She's a dancer.
I'm trying to tell you there's some negative vibes heading your way, and you should do yourself a favor and get out of there, buddy.
This guy fell in love with her, this executive of the ad agency. If you want my opinion, is our #1 suspect. And I got sucker punched by this ape named Tony. I'm going back later to finish him off, and I may help her get the vines off her garage roof because her landlord wants it and would put me nearby. I could protect her.
Would you get the hell out of there?
There's no need to shout. I can hear.
But you're not hearing. You're rattling on like the last reel of a Jeanette McDonald movie. I'm trying to tell you, these guys are about to... Lionel? Lionel!
E.L., who are these guys?
Get out of there, buddy. Go out the window. I'll pick you up in the alley.
But what's...
Just go!
Where did you get that car?
It's hot.
Oh, it's hot, is it? That's great. That...
I wish you'd try and get to the floor of my problem. I've been trying to tell you that Skeeter and his torpedoes are trying to sell an old score. I had to borrow the car, buddy, to save my life.
Where are we? Why are we here?
I bet you're wondering how I met Avon.
Yeah. I was
Well, I met her right here. Right here on these hallowed grounds. She was carrying her typewriter, and I was carrying mine. We met on this very elevator. We compared typewriters. Hers was blue. Mine was off-white.
Typewriters? Why were you carrying a typewriter?
Now, that's a good question, a very good question. One in which I'm prepared to answer. No. Come this way. Now, I must tell you that for some time I felt that, well, Mark Savage is somewhat of an anomaly. He's kind of a jerk, too. He works in his go-to-hell office, sipping warm scotch from a desk truck. Come on, he's the Salvation Army
Get
case.
the point. Please get the point.
All right, the point. Let's talk office, all right? Talk our office, for instance. Now, if you're a cockroach exterminator looking for work, our office is the perfect place to find it. But if you're not, let's face it, our office is just 4 walls looking for someone to collapse on.
Now I see. You want to move into this building and pay 40 grand a year in lease fees.
Not want to move. Have moved. I got this lease rigged better than a 50-foot schooner. All fees deferred for 90 days. Come here. Already I'm hearing the litany of reasons why you don't like it. But let me show you what we got here. We got typewriters, you got phones, you got carpets, you got drapes, you got furnishings, no charge. Come on in. Come on. Look at this. You got northern exposure, you got the sun in the morning and the moon at night.
Hot cars, hot offices.
And hot coffee. Want some?
Don't you see, El, if we're going to run a legitimate business, we've got to run an honest business?
You want honest? I'll give you honest. I was raised in a 2-room flat in the ghetto. The cockroaches were so large, man, I had to tip my hat to get by them in the hallway. I've had that scene, Lionel. But I have a heart, man. It causes me emotional stress. It regresses me psychologically.
I thought you told me that your father taught African history at BYU, that you lived in faculty housing.
Besides, if you go back down there, mosquitoes gonna be all over you like flies on garbage.
Love the metaphor.
All right. I admit, maybe I wasn't straight with the real estate guy, but you know, I have a little problem with the truth.
Little problem. Boy, E.L., you just can't scam your way through life. See, Skeeter is a good example of what I'm talking about. Your past is going to catch up with you, and I just don't want to be around when it does.
Oh, okay.
All right?
All right. Okay. You're just going back to the office. Let Skeeter bust your chops, all right? Look, meanwhile, I'll take Avon to dinner. Work on a problem. You know, one of the nice things about this place, she's only 1 flight down. Doyle, Birch, Frederick, and Smith ad agency.
That means David McPherson's right down there, too.
You see, look at all the advantages you have in this place. You got a problem, you take Avon to lunch, you talk it over. You're close in case someone tries to kill her. You hear a gunshot, you got nice proximity to the bullet.
I suppose there's a certain moronic logic to all that.
Come on in, have a cup of java. Kick off those old brown shoes. Put those Argyles up. Here, let me get the smell of bug spray out of this coat.
We've got to find out if David McPherson hired a professional killer. How do we do that?
We ask his bank.
We do?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. You see, if you hired a killer,
He had to pay for them. This is your basic center line logic. Now, if he had to pay for them, where'd the money come from?
His bank.
You know, Lionel, you really have a flair for this type of thing.
Yeah, but how do we get his bank to tell us? Believe me, I know banks, and they won't just give that kind of information to anybody. Those records are confidential.
Scare him a little. Want some coffee?
Scare a bank? Who in the world would a bank be frightened of?
Bank examiners?
Yes, I'm Chief Examiner Ford Hawker, and this is my tabulator, Mr. Mike Greenberg. Didn't our office call?
Well, yes, but only a minute ago. I'm terribly sorry, but the branch president is out to lunch. I naturally tried to find him, but I didn't know which restaurant.
Oh, we really don't have to talk to him. It's a simple spot check. What we're interested in mainly is the percentage of our cash reserves to loans outstanding.
Well, I really don't know quite what to do. You see, those records are confidential. I really don't think I can let anyone see them.
Mike, you better get this down on your tape.
Federal Bank examination, June 10th, 12:15 p.m. Interview with Charles Lovell, 1L.
Now, let me get this straight. You, an officer of this bank, are refusing to show federal bank examiners bank records?
No. You gentlemen have some identification.
So, Lovell, study it. Take down the badge number. Call anybody you like. But I might tell you that delays make us angry. And when we're angry, we're known to turn a simple little spot check like this into a 3-act musical. Now, is there any problem?
Gentlemen, of course, everything is alphabetical, and of course, I shall have to stay with you.
Coffee, Ford?
You know, that would hit the spot, Mike. I'll take my cream and sugar. Mike takes his black. You have any donuts? That would be swell, too. Make it fast.
McAdams, McCovey?
Willie McCovey, pull that one. Let's see if the Giants are really paying him.
You've got to be kidding. Aren't you scared at all?
Come on, man. If you're going to do this type of work, you got to enjoy it. I got to admit, that was pretty top-notch flim-flam you did upstairs, though. Lovell with 1L. I like that. It's cute.
McPherson, I've got it. David L. McPherson.
Let's see it. See if we withdrawing about 50 or 60 grand. That's the going rate, you know?
Hitmen have rate cards?
Business is business. Watch the door. April. Nope.
Here's May.
There it is. 70 grand made out to cash, May 6th.
So McPherson hired the killer. He's the one who's trying to kill Avon. Let's get out of here.
You look wonderful. Just great. Huh?
I was going to try and get a haircut, but I didn't get a chance. Do I have anything in my teeth?
No. You look wonderful. Believe me. Now, just straighten up, get the gum out your mouth, and smile when you shake hands.
Funny, though.
Yeah, I think it's funny. Kind of think it's cute, too. Hey! Yeah!
When you get your breath, maybe you'd like to pack your things and leave.
Don't you think you're being kind of tough on the butler? I think he cracked a rib.
Get out of the house, okay? The lady wants you to leave.
You don't know what the lady wants, pal. You haven't got a clue.
That's the thermal chemist, the guy who hit me twice.
Oh. Oh.
Hello? Mr. Whitney, Mr. Turner. Where's Tony?
I'm afraid I had to get tough with him again, Miss Madison. I'm sorry. I hope we didn't break anything.
You hit him?
We found out that David McPherson took $70,000 out of his bank account a month ago. That's approximately the amount required to hire a professional killer.
It can't be.
But it isn't, Miss Madison. You must take this to the police. I have evidence in my pocket, microfilm of his bank account showing the withdrawal. It's not solid proof, but I'd like to hear his explanation.
Yes. But he loved me.
And when you rejected him, he hired a killer.
I need time to think.
Don't take too long. It could end up killing you.
I can't talk now. Could we have dinner tonight?
Yes. What time?
Pick me up at 8?
At 8, then.
You know what's wrong with that?
I'll drive.
And didn't it look like they were going out together? I mean, before you left your footprints in the chemist's ribcage, man, looked kind of spiffy. She was decked out in black and in pearls.
They weren't going out together. She despises him. Get in the car, please. I have to get to the office.
Which office?
The office. I need my gun. If I'm going to protect her, I have to pack the gat.
Not a good idea. Wrong, bad. And listen, see, you seem to forget about Skeeter.
Look, Skeeter is your problem. My problem is keeping a very special person from getting killed, and one way or another, that's what I'm going to do.
Cue the orchestra. Heavy on the strings.
Haven's words came back to me. The 78 plate at the wrong speed. They're trying to kill me. Lionel Whitney, Agency Lionel Whitney speaking.
Mr. Whitney, this is David McPherson.
Yes. Yes. Okay, yes.
I understand you've been checking over my records. My bank called.
Listen, you. I know about your plans to kill Avon. You think you can just snuff out a life like that, a special, tender life? Who do you think you are?
Mr. Whitney, calm down, please. I'm trying to confide in you.
Oh, sure. Soften me up, and then what? Send me a bullet with my name on it?
I don't think I understand what you're talking about.
I'm talking about the value of life and a sweet girl who's terrified. That's what I'm talking about.
Mr. Whitney, maybe you'll learn something about this sweet girl if you come to my office. I'm at the 5000 building on Wilshire.
Sure, you'll run her down, make the whole affair sound cheap and vulgar. But you see, I know about the $70,000. I know about the attempt on Avon's life. I know that you're jealous and possessive. Why don't you just go back to your wife and children and forget about her? I'll be there, McPherson, but maybe not the way you think. You'll just have to take your chances, because Lionel Whitney is nobody's fool.
What'd he say?
Well, he sounded nuts. Thank you for coming over. I appreciate the bank taking a personal interest in my account.
It's a setup. The guy's gonna call you up and invite you into his office for a briefing, right? Come on, I wouldn't buy it. It was in 3-inch heels.
I'm not buying it. I wasn't born
yesterday.
That's right. I know what's going on.
I'll tell you what's going on. We're gonna hold that for my client.
Avon, no, you're wrong. You don't know her.
Neither are you.
I think I understand her. Do you believe in love at first sight?
You're talking about Avon. You're talking about a wrong.
Sometimes you have to go on instinct.
Set up. That's where the chowder-head detective walks into a trap and gets stomped on by bad guys.
I'll improvise. I'll make my own luck. I'll go in fast and dangerous.
Oh, I'm glad I'm going along.
I've got a job! I've got a job! I've got a job!
Please. Well, why are you doing this to me? Don't do this.
One more time, Dave. Then we'll weigh our options. Maybe I'll let you go home.
I've got a job!
Tenspeed and Brown Shoe will continue in a moment.
Look, would you get serious, man?
You get serious, man.
The guy calls you up and says, let's talk. Then he does a Dutch treat off the top of the building? Come on, man. The man was pushed.
The man was not pushed. I told him I knew he had hired a professional killer, and he couldn't deal with it. That's all.
All right. Let's try this way. We give Avon information that McPherson hires a killer. 2 hours later, McPherson is dead. Now, I say, Avon and this Tony person pushed him from the roof. End of case, end of subject.
What makes you think Tony is even around here?
Because he's moving across the street right now.
check the mailbox, try and get a name.
That's a good idea, man. We're gonna kill him with laughter.
So, Avon had you kill McPherson. Where is she? Is she still hiding somewhere in a borrowed house?
Oh, come on, man. We're in the same line of work. I don't like thinning the field, but as you can see, I got clients here. So you're gonna help me. You're gonna help us. Or we're gonna find you an orange grove to fertilize.
Okay. Okay, if I give you her address, what happens?
You change teams. Go to work for us. Avon can't kill the entire board of directors. We'll get her before she gets us. Otherwise, you just pay her debt for her.
She's about a mile from here.
Marshall Doyle, he's the senior partner of the ad agency.
Would you wait a minute? Would you stop this damn machine anywhere? Stop! You're flooding the car. You're flooding the car. I love this. I love this. He's flooding the car.
Oh, don't yell at me.
I'm not yelling at you.
I lost them. What?
It's much better. This is much better. Now, we're talking about killers here. Killers. Let's not forget Groperson's law, which states that the proximity to killers has a direct bearing to death.
Avon, they're going to Avon's.
Hold it! Hey, come on, man. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. This place will look like a place parking lot in a minute.
I know. Come on, we'll get out of here.
You see this?
You're hopeless. You know that? You're a hopeless case. What were you doing standing out here like some big, dumb water buffalo?
Let's go.
Come on, you'll be safe in here. This is where I live. Okay, go ahead in.
All right, first thing we do is sort out the laundry.
Look, I've had enough of your cynicism, okay?
I don't care whether you like it or not, buddy. We're getting a leaky story out of Bubbles here.
Yale thinks you've been lying.
Think?
He thinks that you had something to do with McPherson's death.
He's dead? David's dead? Oh, no. Who? How? When?
This afternoon, just a short time ago. I'm sorry.
Oh, but Tony did it. He did, didn't he?
I think that Tony may be a professional killer.
Look, would you wise up, man? This chick is slipperier than a bait, Doc.
She's not. There's an explanation. I know it.
All I know is this afternoon, Tony got a phone call. He took it in the library. I went down to tell him not to use the phone in the house, and he pulled a gun. Then he let another man in from the patio. He said he wanted me to call David and tell him I wanted to see him. I did that. Set up an appointment for 6:30. Tony made me get all dressed up. He said I was his insurance. Then you guys knocked on the door. The other man had a gun on me from the balcony upstairs when Tony opened the door.
Well, that explains why you were in such a hurry, why you couldn't talk to us, and it also explains why they were dressed up, E.L.
Where did he take you?
After you left, he took me to the other guy's car. They drove me to the ad agency. We have key punch security on our private elevator. There's a guard and everything. I got him into the building and into the elevator. Then Tony's friend took me back home and left. I tried to call David, but there was no answer at his office.
Why? Who's trying to kill you? Who killed McPherson? I mean, what's going on?
I don't know. I swear it, I don't. It's a bigger mystery to me than to anybody. I'll do anything you say. If you hadn't come along when you did, I'd be dead by now.
Who's Doyle? I mean, he's the Doyle of the ad agency?
He's the president, Marshall Doyle. Why?
We saw Tony leave the building right after McPherson was pushed off. He was picked up by 2 other men. They took Tony up to Marshall Doyle's house in Beverly Hills. We followed them.
Why would he want to kill me or David?
Okay, so we have McPherson dead because he wouldn't play ball with Doyle and his goons. And we have Tony and his friend with the heater who wasted McPherson and then went to Doyle. And we have Doyle who tried to kill Avon. Or McPherson did. Or maybe Tony. Or the 2 hoods, or...
Let's not forget the milkman.
Boy, it's really confusing. Maybe it'll look better in the morning. You can have my bed, Miss Madison. E.L. and I'll sleep out here.
Oh, great.
You're really wonderful, you know that?
You were in trouble, I had to do what I could.
Oh, you're so gentle and loving.
You're very easy to be gentle with. She was in there, her long hair stretched out like a Japanese fan on my bargain basement pillowcase. She knew she was dead. She knew that she wouldn't live through the night. The bullet hole in her satin shoulder was ugly and festering. I knew she was on her way out. She was dying right before my eyes, shrinking as she lay between my sheets, smiling bravely up at me. And then sometime around 1 o'clock, she was gone, leaving the room like a beam of moonlight on a fluttering leaf. In death, she was a princess. In life, she'd been a queen. And in my memory, she would live forever. A sweetness in my world of grime, a tender chapter in the grisly, scabrous life of Mark Savage, Private Eye.
I want a meeting, Marsh. Maybe we can make a deal.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You and McPherson were trying to kill me. First, I thought it was David. Now I know you're in it, too.
No, darling, it's the entire board of directors. Oh, we have your friend Tony with us. He's changed teams, so I'm afraid you're without resources.
When I was on the streets, I put out for lots of guys like Tony. I figured one day I might need some favors. I'm calling in all my debts. You deal with me, or you're looking at 15 gunnies with cannons. I can take all 6 of you if that's the way you want it.
Well, how about the boardroom at 2 a.m. this morning?
I'll be bringing some friends.
Won't we all, my dear? Won't we all?
Oh, and Marsh. There are 2 private eyes. 2356 Vinewood in Hollywood. I need them picked up. In case you and I can come to terms. There'll be a loose end that'll need to be clipped.
Well, perhaps that will be part of the settlement. We'll see.
Get off me! How does it go, honey? Pack your bags and get out.
This is private property. I guess you know that you're trespassing.
Oh, doesn't he just light up a room, this guy? Check in there.
Avon, Avon, run! Run, run! She got away! She got away!
About 4 hours ago. You just can't seem to get this straight in your head, can you?
She turned these guys loose on us, man.
No, 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 she wouldn't.
Let me give you the long, sad story. Avon is 112 pounds of ice in a terrific package.
I wouldn't believe anything you say.
See, we all know her very, very well. She's a working girl.
Yes, yes, at the ad agency.
Working girl, like in hooker.
Let's go.
Mind if I get dressed?
Outside.
You know, if she told you about us, I guess she told you about the money, too, huh?
I thought I told you to shut up.
Okay.
Money? What are you talking about? She didn't say nothing about no money.
You're not going to tell him about that, are you?
It's the only way out.
It took us 2 years to get
I
that.
don't care.
Pull over. Right here.
You were saying? Okay, I'm going to tell you. For 2 years, we've been working the scam on the central bank computer. Avon knew about this. That's why she put you guys on to us. There's over 200 grand in our safe at the office.
200 grand? She never said anything about any money.
Yeah, well, if you take us there and let us go, it's all yours.
Come on, man. If this guy wants to give us 200 G's, what are we supposed to do, huh? So we tell Avon we hit their pad and they weren't there.
Yeah, that's right. You hit the pad and we weren't there. And Lionel and I were on the next plane to Hoboken.
So where's your office?
1657 Orchard Avenue, North Hollywood.
Go.
Hey. Hey, wake up. It's him.
Hold it, Skeet. 5 of us and 6 of them. We'll wait. Let's wait.
What's going on here?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you, okay? All right? I knew you were gonna say that. Don't get kinky, okay? See, I think I have a way to really make you guys rich. I'm not talking about a lousy 200 grand, which you gotta split 6 ways. That's peanuts. I'm talking about money. Big money, okay?
I haven't got patience for this. Okay. You think you're dealing with a bunch of dummies. Come on, get them out of here. They're both dead.
Why are we here?
Well, first you and your friend are going to be processed for packing. Then you're going into worldwide distribution, courtesy of our friends in the shipping business.
I don't think so, Avon. You see, we gave this whole matter up to the cops yesterday.
You don't even know what's going on here. What would you tell the cops?
Well, this is no big mystery. Here we have 3 ad execs. All look like soiled husbands. And here we have one very fast, one very loose lap. Better known as a corporate hooker. You see, it doesn't take a genius to figure out that Avon was putting it on the line for the agency's clients. In between time, she and these $3-4 idiots were playing house. Now she's got the whole boardroom jammed up. She threatens to tell their wives and get the big bundle. Am I close, fellas? But the price is a little bit too high, so you go out and you hire yourself a gunslinger. But you forget that Avon knows some muscle, too. Everybody starts blasting. And old David, he just didn't move fast enough.
What did they give you, Avon? How much did it cost?
What they gave me is a seat on the board of directors. And you and your friend here are finished. Let's go, Doyle. Let's take care of business.
Well, what if they told the cops? What do we do then?
They're just 2 guys with a story who left and never came back. Do we have a choice? Come on, do I have to do it myself?
Mick, go on outside, take a look around.
All right.
Skeeter! Hey, my man! Okay, all right, you mad, right? I could understand that. I'd be mad too, man, if I had to sleep in a car all night, man, and drink cold coffee and cold sandwiches. I mean, that's hard on anybody's sense of humor.
I think it's only fair to warn you I have a black belt in karate.
He does, you know?
Sure he has. I've had enough of your gaff. Let's take him!
Tenspeed and Brown Shoe will continue in a moment.
Veronica was dead, and it wasn't until later that I found out that she'd set me up from the beginning. She was a wrong number with an angel's smile, but there was no heart of gold, and I'd fallen for a hook, line, and slipper. So, okay, maybe I'm not such a tough guy after all. Maybe I'm just an emotional rag picker trying to find the good ones, the ones who have been soiled and tossed away. And maybe one day I will. But until then, I'll just be Mark Savage, Private Eye.
Would you turn out the light?
E.L., you think she was all bad? I mean, wasn't there some part of her that was trying to be that little girl from Kansas?
You read the police report. She was from Brooklyn, known in the trade as a hitman's hooker. She gave it away to torpedoes. Now, would you get serious?
Savage says there's no free lunch.
That's what the hospital administrator said, too. Now, turn off the light.